What is up, YouTube? Guys, I have an exciting matchup for you today. Post Oko ban. So, as you guys know, I've been running a lot of Jund recently. Jund sacrifice cats. And obviously with the ban of Once Upon a Time, we've had to make some minor changes to it. We did implement Trail of Crumbs, which is all I was already wanting to do. With how much draw power it has, especially with the cat engine going. To be honest, without further ado, let's go ahead and show you what a post Oko matchup looks like. Alright, so we go ahead and spin. I did hit into Diamond yesterday, which was just fun. I feel like every time I push through Platinum, it's always more of a grind than most of the other leagues. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so we go ahead and match up against Gulliver, I think. Alright, so one of the engines we're going to be running in this particular list now is going to be Gilded Goose. And yes, this is a best of 3 match, so we're going to be doing some sideboarding. Bear with me that my sideboard is still a work in progress, as well as the fact that I need more wild cards. So we go ahead and keep this hand because we do have the Goose online, and that actually gives us a turn 2 Devil. So it goes from a turn 2 Oko to now a turn 2 Mayhem Devil. However, in this particular case, I actually do believe we get the Devil out turn 2. I was a little bit hesitant as to whether I wanted to do it. I'm kind of thinking to myself, should I oven? I could also turn... I think I oven here actually, because I can go ahead and, with not a whole lot of threats going on in the battlefield right now, it's kind of a waste doing that ping of damage for no reason. Yes, I could theoretically possibly push a turn 3 Mayhem Devil in for an attack. However, against the Golgari, we could see things like Edgewall Innkeeper come in, which is a cheap removal, but either way, we can actually, in this particular case, get a Mayhem Devil out, get a second one, and then start plugging away with Gilded Goose, possibly going into a turn like a 5 double, like turning a Bonecrusher Giant into a 4 amount of damage, especially going against Golgari, where we could potentially see things like Questing Beast we need to be able to be mindful of. So I do go ahead and get that Mayhem Devil out now. Kind of thinking about, I'm thinking about doing rocking Gilded Goose here just to ping his Innkeeper so he can stop some card draw. And one of the beauties about Gilded Goose and its food is just tapping it for mana is going to go ahead and proc Mayhem Devil. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Not generally the move I want to make normally. However, we're not really hurting on mana at this point, and stopping his draw engine could help us a little bit more in the long run. Usually against the adventure matchups, getting them to a point where they're starting to top deck as quickly as possible is always a good decision. So you go ahead and sack Mayhem Devil here for 2 reasons. One, not only going to go 3 reasons, excuse me, you're not going to just get the ping so you can clear that death touch. You're actually going to force Murderous Rider into the graveyard then at that point, because since it no longer has the target to resolve, it does not go into the adventure zone after its use. So, and then of course you get a food out of it, so that's going to feed into Gilded Goose. So he's going to go ahead and Vrashka here. Kind of a tough decision for him, in my opinion. I don't know. I kind of see his idea of going oven. He could always kill Mayhem Devil. I guess in this particular matchup, oven's a way to go because I'm sure he does have plenty of creature removal. So we're going to go ahead and proc Mayhem Devil here. I don't think we do anything with the oven. I don't believe we sack the Goose, because then we kind of want to keep the engine going as far as food production, as well as even mana if we need it. Trail of Crumbs. All right, so we get our Trail of Crumbs out. So this is going to help us get some better cards in our hand. I'm not saying Bonecrusher Giant is a good card, but it's not a good card in this current present time. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I've got 2 food on the board. I might just tap Gilded Goose, sack a food. I could theoretically, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could actually kill Questing Beast now by pinging Questing Beast with the Bonecrusher Giant, sacking a food with Gilded Goose, as well as sacking the Fabled Passage to be 4 points of damage, and then we should be able to clear this Questing Beast with Mayhem Devil. Go ahead and proc Fabled Passage. It's gonna get Mayhem Devil to output a damage, and then when we just tap the Goose, and we actually get some card draw from it too. Yep. So not the reason why we did Fabled Passage first is because we're gonna get that land available, so that when we tap and sack that piece of food, then we have 1 mana to pay into the Trail of Crumbs, and we also get to draw a card too. So this is the sideboard at the moment. Like I said, it's a work in progress, guys. I just need some wild cards. I'm thinking about putting more Cinder Vines, especially the Tamir matchups. I mean, we're prevalent. We're seeing a lot more Niv Mizzet and stuff like that coming into the ladder. So I feel like Cinder Vines might be something worthy of having fun with. As well, believe it or not, it also kind of works, if I remember correctly, on getting rid of the cat engines too, taking out Witch's Oven. So it kind of opens your sideboard up from having to use cages for cats. So I mean, yeah, it's more expensive. It's not 1 mana cage a cat, but it's more of a 2 mana multi-purpose use, because not only are you able to destroy an oven, you're also able to put out damage. I don't know, it's a theory craft at the moment. Okay, so opening hand, we get a Sorcerous Spyglass. I was a little hesitant about putting it in this match. I mean, we have Varashka, but I guess it's more so for intelligence. Seeing what they have in hand and kind of stopping any kind of issues. I mean, if anything, we could be looking at like a Bronzodon, which Spyglass would stop. As well as, of course, a Varashka, but we'll get the intel on what he has in hand, and we'll kind of go from there. We have an oven. I think we glass anyway. Okay, so looking at this hand, that's a tough call. Long game, Lily, because we don't really have much Planeswalker interaction. I don't think we really pulled from the sideboard in that aspect, but the cat oven paired with this Mayhem Devil could better. And by the time Lily gets played with his 1 mana in hand, I mean, I feel like that's probably the smarter option, especially we have an oven on us. So we'll go ahead and do Thrashing Bronzodon. Go ahead and put that in check. I mean, we still have 3 more turns till Lily kind of set up a board state. Now I'm thinking to myself, do I Trail of Crumbs now? I think that would have been the right option. So I think I messed up here. I'm supposed to cat oven, because then I have a blocker for Lovestruck Beast. And that's where I see where I was going with it. I put Gilded Goose out so that way I guarantee have a turn 3 play with Mayhem Devil. However, I think it would have been smarter to do cat oven, and then I can have a guaranteed blocker for Requesting Beast. Well, maybe not, because if I drew another mana, I get a Mayhem Devil out, I can claim the Firstborn, take Lovestruck, sack it, as well as clear his 1/1 when I do that. So it's kind of a 2-for-1er here. That's fair. So now we have to be mindful of the Questing Beast turn 4. We're gonna go ahead and sack the do we sack the Mayhem Devil? See, now here's the thing. If you sack it, yeah, you get rid of a Murderous Rider. His Lovestruck Beast either way is offline because he doesn't have a 1/1 to attack with. Not saying that he can't get one very easily. But we go ahead and let it resolve. I feel like dealing with a Murderous Rider is a little bit easier than a running rampant 5/5. So I think that's the option we take there. So we do see the turn 4 Questing Beast. We get smacked for 4. Ooh. Alright, so Fabled Passage comes out. I believe, yeah, we trail here because we're gonna need the card draw. We gotta get our cat out so we can get our engine going, at least gain a little bit of life. Yes, I go ahead and do this. No, really? I believe I do a goose. I should do a goose. So I have 2 engines out. And then I can even pay the one still and draw. Sure. Nothing. Okay. And that's actually good. That's not the end of the world, because that's 2 Claim the Firstborns that are now going to the bottom of our library because it's now a dead card for us. Alright, we'll go ahead and take that. And then we get our sack cat. Now, we don't have to bring cat out on during his turn. Then we actually try and leave it in our graveyard. Because then if we draw into nothing, then we have another draw engine for us. So there's this Foulmire Knight. Alright, so we sack the cat, and we go to our turn. Alright, so we get another cat. This does not help us. So now we're going to have to start digging. We are going to have to start digging. So we get a Blood Crypt. I'm going to hold off on playing that, because I'm going to see if I need to have it come in untapped, which is very possible, depending on the engine we do get. We're going to leave the goose up at the moment, because that's also another way of us being able to sack food for card draw. If I draw into a Mayhem Devil, I don't. But I do have an untapped mana that I don't have to pay 2 life for. So I think I go ahead and play that, because anything I could play, anything I could draw into and play is probably going to be 2 mana at the worst. So that's the answer we're going to go with. A little bit unfortunate that we couldn't draw on anything. However, it's not the end of the game. We see a Golgari Queen, probably going to target the oven. Sure. Thinking to myself, alright, is there anything I can do to ping her for 1 damage? I don't think there is. Sure. We're going to have to take it to the face, so we're down to 5 life. He is at 13. There's our Mayhem Devil. So we go ahead and get the Mayhem Devil out. I'm thinking to myself, okay, what can we do here to draw cards and be able to ping enough damage to remove questing beasts from the battlefield? And I think we just tap for mana at that point, and we can use a draw engine to get cards. We at least take out the Golgari Queen with it. What could even be an engine is the Mayhem Devil blocking questing beast and ping it for 1. It is unfortunate that we lose that damage, but that's something that we might have to do. I'm also thinking to myself, we could even remove questing beast. If we have Blood Crypt come in untapped, yes, we go down to 3 life, but we can sack a food, that's 1 point of damage, eat a food, 2 points of damage, and gain 3 life, and then do 1 cat iteration, sack and bring back, and that's 4 points of damage right there to be able to help clear questing beast. Thinking about it, making sure everything, all the pieces are in line, and we hold back. I even kind of think about him going into turn 6. Liliana does come online. I'm actually going to go ahead and swing with both cats, mainly because if he end up killing one of them, then that removes one of the pieces of our puzzle that we need. So that could actually help us out with card draw if he were to kill one of the cats, but I think he caught on to that. Something we see is casualties of war. So we're going to go ahead and do our engine now and get rid of that questing beast. We'll go ahead and do this. Now we have to be careful not to pay for the Trail of Crumbs. Well, I guess we could technically. We could technically pay for... No, we can't. Yes, we can. Because we were going to have the goose tap for a mana anyway. We were going to have the goose tap for a mana anyway, but we'll see. No, we got to eat one of the food. That's right. I think. I don't know. It kind of confused me. Okay, yeah, so we do produce one and we end up eating one of the foods. Yep, there it is. We pay the 2. So yes, we could have had goose eat one and pay for the trail, which I think we still do. Yeah, that was our plan the whole time. Never mind. I confused myself. Sorry, guys. Alright, so we're auto pay, and we draw into another Mayhem Devil. And that should be game at that point. He's tapped out. We get another Devil on the board. He's got a Lily, but at that point, there's really not a lot of stuff going on for him. We go ahead and sack the cat, because we can always produce another food with a goose. Or just, yeah, there's the goose. Go ahead and Mayhem Devil. Sure. Oh, he got my green mana. That's right, so I can't get cat out yet. Or the goose and then the cat. Casualties of war. Got my green source. So we see the Ranching Brontodon. If we go into like a Rankle, then I think we win. At that point. We do go into a Rankle. Sure enough. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cast Rankle. And we just plug the Rankle. 6. It's going to be one more point of damage from Rankle. Put him at 5. Sack a cat. He has to sack something. Yeah. 3 puts him down to 3. And then either way, that would have been game. He has a Lily in hand. What's best he can do there is make us both sack, and I would just sack the birds. Alright, guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure y'all follow the social medias at Kevin Raisins is my Twitter. Live streaming content, twitch.tv/Scottoria, as well as the U.S. Army's esports channel, twitch.tv/US Army Esports, all one word. And then look me up on Instagram, USAE_Scottoria, and the Discord. I do have a Discord server, discord.gg/thekillsquad, as well as if you're interested in learning more about the United States Army's esports team, I am a member of the Magic the Gathering team, as well as stream lead. You're more than welcome to hop in the Army's Discord server, discord.gg/US Army Esports. All the links are going to be down below in the description. You just click on them and it'll take you straight there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm really enjoying a post-Oko metagame at the moment. See you guys again very soon.